Cape Horn, the southernmost tip of South America, notorious for some of the roughest seas in the world.
It's like a roller coaster ride.
8 exceptional young adventurers are braving these waters on a demanding expedition.
Oh, good effort, Harry. At least you got it in a bowl.
Smells so bad.
Following in the wake of some of the world's greatest explorers, they've travelled far from civilization to work with endangered animals.
The wildlife is completely amazing.
The adventurers will be pushed to the very limit as they go to extremes to help the planet.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. Can you just leave me alone? Ah!
This is Serious Ocean. Coming up,
30 seconds on deck, go, go!
preparing for disaster, trapping animals to save the environment,
It's quite horrible though.
and confronting the mighty Cape Horn.
I really don't feel well.
The Ocean E10 are getting close to the end of their epic 4-week voyage, sailing in the remote waters of Tierra del Fuego in southern Chile. They've taken part in many unique animal projects along the way, and have just completed the first survey of one of the world's most southerly glaciers to check on global warming. Now they're preparing for the climax of the whole expedition. In a day's time, they'll head out into the huge seas of the Drake Passage as they attempt to become one of the youngest teams to sail round Cape Horn, finishing their voyage in Ushuaia in Argentina.
We want all of the team to take all of the lessons learned from the last 3 weeks and put that all into play, and they will need to.
Now they're working together a lot better, but they've got to keep going, they've got to keep it up.
Before such an extreme challenge, Ben and Polly have a crucial last exercise up their sleeve. They spring it on the unsuspecting adventurers at 2 in the morning.
Phone and ship, let's go, let's go, let's go! 30 seconds on deck, go, go! Quick, this way, go your boots, on deck, go! 2 minutes.
The leaders want to see how the team would cope if there were a real emergency on board.
Go. Yeah, you got 30 seconds, move, 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 move! Grab your oarskins on the way out, on deck, go! On deck, on deck, on deck, go! Go, go, go!
In their panic, many of the adventurers come on deck completely unprepared, not even managing to grab their warm jackets.
Let's get up those stairs.
That was a drill, okay? Okay. That was a drill, so just relax. But, yeah, we will be going round the horn, and that is a very real eventuality. So, if that does happen for real, it is as quick as that.
To complete training, they're going to abandon ship and transfer to a life raft.
In and under, in and under. Yep, straight in. Right, next one.
The 10-person life raft is extremely cramped.
Couldn't the boat sink at another time? It's not fair.
Okay, Harry, can I point out one very real thing, is that this kind of thing will happen at the worst possible moment, and the worst possible moment is in the middle of the night when you're least expecting it. Yeah, and that's exactly why we did it.
And I was least expecting it.
David, you can't be asleep already.
Could you lift your foot up a second? Okay, don't bother anybody. Just leave your...
Charlotte.
I know everyone's uncomfortable, but my foot's got 4 people on one shin and it hurts.
We're already after 5 minutes going, all legs on mine. Yeah. Can you imagine spending days and days, possibly weeks on here? Yeah, in a real survival situation.
Before long, the uneven bobbing motion of the raft makes several of the team feel unwell.
I feel really sick straight away. I'm so uncomfortable.
Basically, when it rains, what happens is it will rain on top of
I feel really horrible, and I feel really sort of claustrophobic in all my clothes. Everyone's kicking on legs, it's really annoying me.
And then now I feel sick and tired. I'll just go down with the boat. only good thing about this experience is that it will end soon.
After an hour on the raft, the leaders signal to Valhalla for the exercise to end.
So let's step up. Okay, Katie.
So seasick and
Another glove there.
Why aren't I balanced?
It was really useful, to be honest. It just gives you the incentive not to crash the boat. Because I'm not going back in one of them.
Throughout their voyage, the adventurers have been lucky enough to witness one of the world's most unspoilt wildernesses. And before they set off for the Horn, they have one final environmental project, highlighting a major threat to this spectacular region. Surprisingly, it comes from a cute little creature, the beaver, best known for its incredible ability to build dams, chopping down trees with its razor-sharp teeth. The root of the problem is that beavers are not native to Chile. A handful were brought here 60 years ago for their valuable fur, and they're multiplying out of control. Scientist Chris Anderson works to protect the habitat.
The reason the beaver is a pest here is because there are no natural predators. The beaver, since it was introduced in the 1940s, is actually deforesting large areas of the islands that you've been sailing through, and sometimes you can't see it because they can be hidden behind even little hills.
The adventurers head into the forest to see the scale of the damage. The area has been devastated by a colony of just 7 or 8 beavers.
I had no idea it was going to be this big. This is terrible. There must have at least 100 trees, 200 trees are now dead. And the place is just completely swamped, so it's really, really horrible.
Being here for 3 weeks now and seeing the most beautiful things and knowing that it's getting destroyed is very bad. I can't believe how much damage they can make here.
Across the region, there are now thought to be around 100,000 beavers, and the population is growing rapidly.
All of this absolute unique habitat is going to go. And so that's why they need controlling. And the only way really to control beaver in this particular area from various different projects that's been done and surveys is to actually eradicate them.
The scientists use humane traps which kill the animals instantly. And they've set some near each of the dams built by the beavers.
It's absolutely amazing that they can engineer this themselves. It looks like something a human would do. It's just put together so well.
Suddenly, they spot something in the water.
What?
One of the traps has done its job. It's an upsetting sight for many of the adventurers.
It's not nice to look at, yeah, it's not a joking matter, but that is a step in the right direction to restore this habitat, or at least make a start, okay?
I know we have to kill them, and I know it's a good thing that we found one and everything, but it's really sad.
It seems unfair to kill it when it's actually our fault, but it has to be done.
We're helping Tierra del Fuego restore back to its natural place, and these are destroying it, so we can't really be that sorry for them. It just kind of seems ridiculously unfair that it had to get to this point, really. This is what they do to survive. How can we blame them for doing that?
It's important that you understand conservation is not an easy thing. It's not just about bunnies and feel-good things. It's also about taking hard decisions, and all the things you've said are right, but nothing in conservation is easy, so we have to make these hard decisions sometimes.
Before they leave the area, there's one last task. They're going to do some dam busting.
Bottom stuff out first, fling it, disperse it out nice and wide, either side, and then let's get this water flowing again. Help one another, Harry, get a hold of it, yep, pull that out of the way.
It's a tough job dismantling the dam, a tribute to the beavers' astonishing building skills.
Whoa. Come on, Earthy, give him a hand with that big post.
The hope is that with the water drained, the forest will slowly recover. Scientists want to repeat the operation on a massive scale across the whole of Tierra del Fuego before this unique region is spoilt forever. Back on Valhalla, the team decide to cook the beaver rather than waste the meat.
Oh.
But seeing it gutted on deck leaves Robyn feeling uneasy about her involvement in the beaver culling project.
It's not the easiest feeling knowing that you've helped kill an animal, and the fact that if this acquisition hadn't happened, they would never be able to get to this area, and they would never be able to kill the beavers. So somehow I feel like it's my fault, and I feel like I've killed the beaver.
Then maybe another 100 years would we be sitting at one called this greenery? Yeah, no. It's or would
really
it be
awkward,
just
rubbish like it was where we were?
When the beaver is cooked, it has a strong and not very pleasant smell.
The smell is really putting me off.
Smell? What's wrong with smell?
I've donated my beaver to Conor.
Why?
Because I find it truly, honestly disgusting.
The taste is actually really good, but the smell is...
it smells a bit dirty.
The smell is a bit gaggy, really, isn't it? Yeah.
I just don't want to taste it. And just seeing everyone talking into it is really not nice. I don't want to eat it.
Have you tasted it yet, Robyn? Robyn, you can't judge something if you haven't tasted it.
It's actually cooked to perfection. I agree the smell is pretty revolting, but I think it's definitely worth trying because actually the meat is very tasty.
Okay.
And I think you will be surprised.
David?
Yeah, I haven't been myself to chew that.
It's amazing. So, I expect it to be really, really horrible, but it's really, really nice. It's like a steak on a stick.
It's the team's last supper before they take on the biggest challenge of their lives. Conquering the Horn is seen by many as the Everest of the yachting world.
Sailing round Cape Horn is not to be undertaken lightly. You know, it's big seas. It's always going to be big seas around Cape Horn. So it is going to be a roller coaster ride. So that means you're going to be over here 1 minute and then you're going to get flung straight across the other side of the boat.
Before last night, I was looking so excited forward to Cape Horn. I thought it was this very calm, most amazing scenery in the world. Yeah.
Did you say sandy beaches?
Yeah, sandy beaches with everything, yeah. And I was like, wow. But now all I hear is we're going to be tipping that way, we're going to be tipping that way, we're going to be over and over, I'm scared to death now.
From Glacier Chloe, the sail to Cape Horn is expected to take around 20 hours, and the expedition has to wait for a weather window when it will be safe enough to take it on. It's lunchtime next day when they finally get the green light to set sail. Ahead lie some of the biggest seas on the planet.
I'm really nervous about doing it all just because of the history of the Horn. It is very dangerous.
I'm going to be really, really scared about it, but I'm going to try my hardest just to pull through it.
I'm feeling really excited because I really want to enjoy this last bit, but if I'm seasick I know I'm going to hate it, so I'm just a little bit worried.
As soon as they hit the open ocean, conditions are as rough as anything they've encountered on the expedition. And the closer they get to Cape Horn, the worse it's likely to be. David and Callum have been the worst sufferers from seasickness throughout the trip, but so far they're enjoying the ride.
Man, I don't feel sick at all. It's really happy and fun.
This is absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like this, and I'm really disappointed that I've been seasick for the last couple of days. Well, the last 3 weeks, because this is the first time I've ever enjoyed sailing in waters like this, and it's amazing.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle all the time.
If I can sit and not do this, I'm going to be so ill.
Steering Valhalla in these big waters is very challenging.
It's really hard because you've got to not necessarily just look at the compass, you've got to actually anticipate what the waves are doing. Every so often you just steer completely the wrong way.
You need full concentration because you're sticking on 210, but you're going off it every 5 seconds. The waves at the front are massive.
Watch your course, David. Look at your course.
Sadly, after the early high spirits, the ocean swell starts to take its toll on Callum and David.
Every time you're sick, you feel a bit better, but then straight up afterwards, you feel sick again. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's so hard. Oh man, it's ruining it. And not feeling brilliant at the moment. It's so painful.
Oh, look at that!
We spotted some Peel's dolphins. I don't know how they can go in and out of there. I'd be pretty scared if I was in there. Our entertainment system died. David kind of died. Well, he's been ill, so I'm glad the dolphins came out.
After just a few hours on the high seas, others are also starting to feel rough. Several of the team head down below to their bunks.
Yeah. I really don't feel well. Oh, I'm not even...
The adventurers have been split into 2 teams to crew the boat in 4-hour shifts. But as it comes to a changeover, there's a distinct lack of fresh hands on deck.
He's completely helpless. He was lying there for an hour going, keep taking his clothes off.
How's Charlotte?
Charlotte's doing alright.
It's okay, Charlotte on deck.
Yeah. Me taking Conor could end up doing everyone else's shifts, but if they're really too bad to stand up, then at the end of the day, then it's the way it is.
David is too weak to get up, so Sybil offers to empty his sick bowl.
Are you done?
Oh,
Do you want another bowl?
I can't shut my ear.
The leaders are impressed with how all the able bodies are mucking in, even on the least pleasant jobs.
Sybil, you're a star. Okay. Just get in and stay low. That's it. Good stuff. Four hours in, 3 people down, being very ill. So yeah, it's going to be a long 24 hours ahead before we reach safe haven, and the waters haven't even got big yet. It's going to get possibly double the size before we get to the Horn, so interesting. Anyway, time to go topsides. It's a bit smelly down here.
It's no accident that as they sail towards the Horn, the seas get bigger and bigger. Cape Horn is the point where 2 great oceans, the Pacific and the Atlantic, collide, with the entire Pacific Ocean funneling into the narrow gap between South America and the Antarctic. Sailing through the night, they edge ever closer to their goal, with the wind and the swell increasing all the time. As dawn approaches, they've just 30 miles to go, a sail of about 3 hours, and the huge sea is like something from another world. In the gale-force winds, these are truly dangerous waters, and Skipper Pascal had to take over steering the boat.
Come out of the way, sit down, yeah? Sit down. Right, don't get your feet in the leg. Hold on, both hands on the rail.
From here on in, only the most experienced sailors will take the helm. Doing anything below deck is getting almost impossible, even going to the toilet.
very difficult to aim and you keep falling off the toilet and stuff, so it isn't the easiest task in the world.
I kept dropping off, so it was really hard to stay on, but I had to hold on to the poles while I was doing it. I had to do a quick wee and get out. This was really difficult.
While Harry's felt a bit sick at times on the expedition, he's never actually thrown up.
I'm not going to be sick. I have to keep up my 100% record.
But Cape Horn gets the better of him.
Good effort, Harry. At least you got it in a bowl.
An hour from the Horn, Ben calls all the Ocean 8 on deck.
I'm feeling much better about today than I was yesterday. I don't feel ill at all at the moment. And this is the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life.
As Cape Horn comes into view, it's so exhilarating that any seasickness is soon forgotten.
Scary but so fun. I'm feeling absolutely fine now. I can't believe that's Cape Horn over there. That's massive. Whoa! It's like a roller coaster ride. Longest roller coaster I've ever been on.
We've been looking forward to for so long and everyone's talked about and heard talk. They've been scared about it for so long.
Come on, David, feel the speed.
It's quite cool. Nice. Just flow with the wind. I'm not scared anymore.
It's great and I'm really loving it.
This is my first time round the Horn. It's your first time, and I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life, yeah? And I hope you do too. It is the most awe-inspiring place. It's been the most amazing expedition, and this is the culmination of 3.5 weeks of your hard work. And all I can say is, we started off as a group of 8 individuals, and we finished up as a really close-knit family and working as a team.
Top of the world, I can't believe we've done it. It's just, honestly, I've never had this kind of high before.
I can't believe I've actually done it. It's amazing. Pretty speechless going past it. It's awe-inspiring. Ben said it's just like so brilliant. It's just fantastic to see, and it's just it's the best. It really is just the best.
Rounding the legendary Cape Horn is a fitting climax to an epic expedition. The adventurers have successfully completed a month-long voyage of discovery in one of the harshest environments on Earth.
They've done so much, they've achieved so much, and I just think they've learned a lot about themselves. They are now 8 very changed people.
They've actually just grown up an awful lot in the space of 28 days, and I think they, as people, will look back on this and go, yeah, actually that was a changing point in my life.
No one has changed more than Sybil. In the early days of the trip, she was full of anger and hostility.
No! Can you please leave me alone? I'm trying to fix my bed up. Can you just leave me alone? Oh, can't take it here.
This expedition's been an eye-opener for me because it's showing me that I don't have to be angry all the time. I can just relax and just take it. And that there are different people in this world I'm just going to have to get used to and understand. You have to see the good stuff in everyone.
This is something else. And this is an achievement if I get up this thing.
I don't have to give up in anything I do. I can carry on, like, no matter how much pain I'm in, I know I can carry on and keep going strong.
I would rate the trip a complete 100 million out of 10. I've experienced stuff that so few people do in the world.
It's challenging, but the most rewarding opportunity I've ever had, because everything I did in the end made me feel good about myself.
It's been amazing in so many ways, and yeah, we have had our bad times and we've had our little petty arguments, but the good times made up for it, definitely. It's been just unbelievable. Can't lie and say that I enjoyed every second of it, but at the end of the day, without the low points of the trip, you could never have had the high points. I've had so many of those. It's just amazing. These memories are going to stick with me forever.
The stuff that we've done on this trip is just so... It just sounds unbelievable, and if I had to rate it on any experience I've ever had, it's #1 every time.
Although some moments have been really, really hard, the feeling that you get at the end of it is amazing. If I had the choice, I'd stay here for another month.
Still can't get over the things I've actually done, getting close to elephant seals, stroking albatrosses, scuba diving, climbing a glacier. I've done so much. I'm going to be telling this story over and over again to everybody I know for the rest of my life.
I just feel so privileged to have been a part of it. This has been the best thing I've ever done in my entire life, and it'll stay with me forever.